G'day! In today's video I'm replacing the thermal paste on a NVIDIA or Gigabyte 660 Ti OC 3GB model, as shown by down here. This one is a tri-fan one, so it would have actually been a bit pricey when it first came out. Granted, nowadays they're not overly worth much at all, but replacing the thermal paste can't hurt. I will also give the back of it a clean, give it a blow off with an air compressor. Dust wise it's alright, it's just residual dust that's just dropped and fallen. And bingo, we are removed. So replacing the thermal paste on this is quite straightforward. Even though we've got a big massive cooler on here, most of it can be taken off with 4 screws. So I'll replace the thermal paste on here, redo the thermal paste on there, and give it a quick clean as well. Now we're looking pretty good on the back here. I did just give that a blast with an air compressor, and then I gave it a spray with some multi-purpose spray. Also, you can use WD-40, but this is just designed as a lubricant, rust protectant, and gave it a spray with that. Quickly brushed over it, gave another blast with the air compressor. Now we're looking pretty alright. It still looks a bit faded in some spots, but that's fine. Now let's move on to the main event. Let's replace the thermal paste down here. The thermal paste itself should be pretty straightforward to do, or at least with a couple of bonus little things. So I'm going to use some isopropyl alcohol, this stuff here, just some tissue, just sides to squirt or dribble, there we go. Just be able to use some of this just to wipe it up. Should is the correct term. No, I don't want to use that, I want to use this. Next, go over this with a toothbrush, get in between the gaps. Go over it again. Try to clear up any excess thermal paste going on the board. Shouldn't really hurt it if it stays there, it's just not preferable. Now I don't know what the thermal temperature drop will be by doing this. I just know that this is an old card that would love to have this done to it. So now we're looking nice and pretty. Go to here, cleaning this, get to wipe the majority of it, like that. Flick off the crusty bits. Give another squirt, and another wipe. There we go. And just like that, the plastic has been blown with the air compressor. Bring back the original cooler. Use some Arctic Silver 5, squirt that in the middle, smear it around a little bit. As with everything online, people are very pedantic about their thermal paste. So that a little smear around, using an old sim tray. Just want to make sure it gets around in every corner. Full coverage is nice. In reality, anything's going to be better than the thermal paste that was on there in the last decade. There we go. Looking beautiful and trolling. Next up from here is putting the cooler back on. I have to connect up the fan connector. That just pushes in, should be pretty straightforward for most people. And fold over the cooler. I want to make these standoffs here match up to the holes. They should kind of rest in there. Flip it over, push down. We should be right to put the Phillips head cooler screws back in. So all in all, it's an extremely straightforward process to replace that. You could go to various lengths to replace thermal pads if you like, if you want to go to that level. But I'm not too concerned about that at this point in time. Go. Nicely torqued down. Good to go. So that's how to replace the thermal paste on your 6600 Ti or Ti OC 3 gig model. Bye.